Acting and directing are, it's hard to describe the satisfaction you get. Every day I wake up, if I wasn't, don't tell anybody this, but if I didn't get paid, I still do it. I was born in a small town upstate New York. My father worked two jobs, and mother worked a job, but we were poor. And many times we could not afford to go to the movies. My father used to drive and park in front of the Astor Theater. My mother used to pop some popcorn, and we sit out. And then when the people came out of the theater, my father used to say, "Look, look, look." And we say, "What?" He says, "What do you think that man does?" I said, "You don't know. No, look at his shoes. Look at his coat." So finally we started guessing, I think he's a plumber, or he's a whatever. What I realized is that my father was teaching us human observation. And that's the business I'm in now as the director. Human observation is what we do. We observe the human experience and try to depict it as clearly filmically as we possibly can. I was in liberal arts school at Dutchess Community College in Poughkeepsie, New York, and we were going to do a play called The Emperor Jones by Eugene O'Neill. And I was the only black male in the class. They gave me a costume and stuff, and we got on stage and we did it, and people applauded, and I got a lot of compliments. Wow. And I felt something. I didn't know what it was, but it was connection. My parents said, "You're crazy. You're going to go to school and be a doctor." I went to school, studied medicine, totally horrible at it. My parents said, "You're going to be an English teacher because they make money." I'd fallen asleep for the third time in my Chaucer class. And my roommate said, "You always talk about this acting thing. Why don't you go up to the School of the Arts and see if you can get in?" So I went there and tried, got in. My first major role was in a picture called Car Wash. And the great director, Michael Schultz, taught me a lot of things. He taught me the spirit of loving your work. It's not just going to work, but loving what you do, Had a great impact on my life as a director. I was the first black director on Dallas. And I remember driving up in my car to the guard gate, and he says, "How can I help you?" The guard, "Who are you delivering for?" I said, "No, I'm not delivering for anybody. I'm the next director on Dallas. This is my first prep day." He looks at me like in astonishment, and he just says, "Pull your car over to the side." He calls up Dallas office, and he said, "Yeah, it's Bill Duke. Let him in." See, in those days, you had one of two choices: respond to your emotions at the time, or to understand the bigger picture. There are many battles that in those days we had to lose to win the war. What happened to me as a child, being as dark as I am, I didn't go to my prom. The girls didn't find me attractive because of my color and stuff. And my sister went through, my mother went through, and even children of friends of mine today who are darker, what those kids go through. The fact of the matter is, there is still, unfortunately to this day, a perception of beauty. Lighter is better and more beautiful, and darker is ugly and less attractive. I wanted to address that issue through film. I wanted to give the voiceless a voice. And so the film Dark Girl deals with colorism and racism within our own community, to create a conversation, a dialogue, so that we can and stop it denying that exists. I think it's our responsibility and duty to make things better for the next generation.